Sup guys, Heking here, bringing you another live reaction to this month's Attack on Titan Chapter 114, and I believe this is the end of Volume 28. Are we shouting again? Trying to discipline the cat, it's not working. Too cute. Annoying. Anyway, let's get to the chapter then. Chapter 114, The Only Salvation. Salvation! So apparently we're going to get Zeke's backstory in this, which is great. We're finally getting a flashback to Zeke and figuring out what's, he's due. So we start immediately with, I think we're in Marlene. There's a tower, there's people on top of the tower. Have a good look, Zeke. This is District Librio, where we live. And now we're cutting to Grisha and holding Zeke. Grisha holding Zeke, a young Zeke, he's a child, and there's Dina, his wife, next to them. If you compare it with the rest of the world, then it's as small as a birdcage. We're forced to live here until the day we die. So there's a moment translation error, it says with die, so obviously translation error, until the day we die. Being unable to go anywhere else. Zeke, don't you want to get out of here? Yeah, I do. And now we've got this caretaker coming in. How strange, visitors at such an early time. I'll come back later. We're going home. We're going back home. So yeah, Grisha just seems a bit worried now when he hears the caretaker coming in. There's a look of concern on the family's face. So the caretaker sees them. He notices the armband on Grisha that pretty much tells him that he's a Dalian, an Eldia. How the hell do you say it? Like Eldanian, Eldia. I'm sorry guys. I keep. Like nearly 2 years, I'm still getting it wrong, I think. Oh, Idalians. And he just, wow, what a bitch. He just threw the bucket of water on them. But what on earth? We have the authorization to go out. Grisha's getting pissed now. He's just throwing water at the whole family. Like, I'm a cleaner here, not a security agent. Cleaning trash is my job. Wow, what an arsehole. My workplace is getting dirty because of you demons. You slaughtered almost everybody, children of the demon. You should have been exterminated, all of you. But you still have children. Why do you still give birth to other demons? What a prick. And you can see Zeke just sort of getting very upset. And now they're walking through the Marlene streets, and everyone, you can see the crowd just shouting at them and being very fearful and angry, and he's covering Zeke. Remember Zeke, this is the outside world. If this world is wrong, then it must be changed. And now we're cutting to Zeke, I think, in Mali training with other cadets, I think. There's other Adalians there, children Adalians. Zeke, you will be the one to save us all. What a heavy burden that Grisha put on Zeke, man. Like, you can sort of see the different ways that he raised both of his children, like. So you got Zeke there, holding his little big-ass rifle and backpack, all the children going forward and that, and they're in trenches. He's the last one, I think he's the one, he's all the way in the back, I think, yeah. And now we're cutting to this group of people, soldiers, older people watching. So there's this one dude and there's another dude with an armband on there, they're on horses. One of these children is going to be my heir. Yes, we will choose one of them. So, I'm assuming this is the original Beast Titan that we're finally going to get introduced to. There is a child left behind. Who is he? Jaeger again. Well, whereas the others are all working hard to become warriors and be honored citizens, he doesn't seem to have the guts to do so. I wonder why he came here. So we're seeing this guy for the first time. No one special, I think. He's just the Marlene soldier in charge. But next to him is a dude with glasses, very familiar looking glasses, I might add. So that's obviously the Beast Titan. I think his name in the previous chapter was, I don't know if we even got his name. Was it Xavier or something? So now we're cutting to Zeke with his parents again. They're walking through the streets. I think they're in Librio now with the other Dalians. Yeah, they got the armbands on as well. You can see the armbands on the other citizens. How is training going, Zeke? It's very hard. Oh yes? But you will become a warrior for sure. You have a special, his mother's talking to him and his dad, you have a special power. And above all, you're our son. Yes, Zeke seems very happy at the moment, and they're knocking on this door. This wooded door. Opens up and it's Grisha's. I think it's Grisha's parents, so or is it the wife's parents? I'm not too sure. Dad, Mom, would you please look after Zeke this night again? I think it's Grisha's parents, yeah. Yeah, come here Zeke. See you later. Be a good boy. Good night, Zeke. So leaving Zeke with his grandparents, and them two are, obviously I think we can all infer what these two were doing behind closed doors. It doesn't look like the grandparents had any idea what they were doing. So this social club, this social dance club or whatever, is it so important that you have to leave a young child behind to go to every night? The ones recommending proper exercise for the health maintenance of the district is me, after all. I want to protect the health of Liberio. So is that Grisha talking then, and he's the one saying that they have to do this? It's obviously bullshit, and it's just his excuse if anyone asks. That, you know, because secretly these guys hit him, because I believe he was the head of the restoration movement or something. So clearly these guys are doing the thing behind the scenes. Instead of caring about everyone else's health, how about taking care of your own family? Yes, we also want to be by his side. Zeke is feeling lonely, but one day Zeke will come to understand what we were doing. Surely one day, huh? Grisha's dad is making a good point. He should be focusing on his son instead of this whole. It's understandable, but you can kind of see where it goes downhill that he didn't pay more attention to his kid. So now we're cut into the book of the Titans, the one that tells the history. I think it's his granddad showing Zeke this. This happened 12,000 years ago. The tragedy of Longo. Within one day, Largo, the big city of Mali, was extinguished, and by the advancing Titans, the havoc of Monterre and the calamity of Valor unfolded, and tens of thousands of Marleans were killed by the Idalian Empire. Furthermore, the refugees who somehow managed to escape wandered aimlessly into the wilderness, but the Idalian Empire had placed Titans in their way, and so when the Titans rose with the sun, the Marleans were, yeah, I understand. So Zeke's sitting there with his grandparents, his grandmother next to him, and his grandfather opposite him, and he's showing him the book, he's teaching him the history, and Zeke's like, a lot of people died. He seems very upset by this realization. You can kind of see that Zeke isn't the complete psychopath that he is when he got older. Like, you can see the care there. Like, Granddad looks sad, noticing his reaction. And your father, is he teaching you correct history? Yeah, he says that because Italians did horrible things against Marleans, we have to atone for that here. Father is saying the same things they are teaching us in school. Zeke, I don't know, his grandfather has that look that screams that he isn't convinced. Zeke, do you want to become a warrior and fight for Marlene? And Zeke's just like, yeah, you can tell he doesn't want to do any of this. Yeah, I want to become a warrior. Yeah, his grandparents aren't convinced. Like, there's that sad look on their faces. Come now, it's time for bed. Let's continue reading The Cat's House next time, okay? Yeah. So as they're going, Zeke notices a photograph. It's of Grisha and his dead aunt. Yeah, a big close-up of that on his reaction and that picture there. And now we're cut into, I think they're in the academy, they're in school. That same Marlean guy's there. They're assembling weapons. And Zeke's outside now, and he's seeing an Italian playing with his child, kicking a ball. Yeah, you can kind of see he didn't have a child. He wanted a normal childhood, I think, and his dad kind of fucked that up for him, like doing what he's doing. And he's rushing home. I'm home, Father. I finished early today, so oh, is that so? You can do a lot of studying today, then. Yes. So yes, so you can tell here, man, that he wants to play with his dad, and instead his dad's making him learn all this crap that he doesn't really want to learn. Like, so now we're cut into Grisha showing him the books. In other words, Largo's tragedy never happened. Neither did Monte's havoc, nor Valley's calamity. All of it is nothing more than pretty made-up stories about Marlene's circumstances. So, Grisha is not teaching him the proper history of Marlene. He's teaching him the so-called truth of Marlene. We don't even know if it's true. We don't know who's right here, to be honest. But since ancient times, the Idalian people never had such a cruel civilization or traditions. Above all else, Zeke's talking out, it's impossible because our great founder Ymir wouldn't wish for such a thing. That's right, you got it, Zeke. You too, it's time to go see Grandpa. So Dean is like, you have to go and see him, yes. Alright, you've made one more step towards Idalian's restoration today. Yes. So now we're cutting to Zeke. He's in front of all the cadets and the Marlean soldier. Those who have no motivation leave. Marlene is looking for men who are willing to devote everything to their motherland. There is no way that we can trust our nation's Titan to an Idalian like you. So Zeke's sort of being orchestrated or whatever you call it. I think that's just their way of telling him to leave, like, because they're not trusting him. He's not pulling his weight, basically. And we're seeing the next panel, we see all the other kids walking, and Zeke's behind, and there's a guy there in the center, like, doing something, looking. Zeke's very sad. There's a baseball. Hey, you there, could you throw that ball? Zeke sees him, he picks the ball up, and he's throwing it. I think that's the first time he's ever thrown a ball. Oh, and the guy caught it. It's the glasses dude. It's Xavier, I think. He catches it with his baseball glove. So yeah, baseball gloves. Yeah, obviously baseball exists in this world. Even though you're still small, you're pretty good. And Zeke's like, huh? And he's pointing to himself, huh? Oh, that's kind of sweet. Here. The guy throws it back at him and Zeke catches it. Oh, it's a very good, nice catch. Having a war for a partner can get boring. Won't you play with me for a while? He's got the armband on. Yeah, Zeke notices it. Ah, a red armband. I'm a Malian warrior. You guys aim to become. I'm a Malian warrior. You guys aim to become. However, my beast Titan is not useful in this war, so I am just playing ball here. I'm Tom Xavier. My principal occupation is being a Titan researcher. I think I'll stop this part here and go to the next one. So, interesting development here that Tom Xavier just explained. However, my Beast Titan is not useful in this war, so I am just playing ball here. His Beast Titan is not useful in this war. Why would his Beast Titan not be useful? I mean, we've seen Zeke's, right? We've seen how strong and capable he is. So that's got me thinking. I think there's been a lot of theories actually about this, like maybe the Beast Titan was different in that. So I'm wondering if this is a confirmation that every person who gets the Beast Titan has a different form that they take on, and that, you know, Zeke is just coincidentally, it just happened to be like this ape Titan form that was able to throw rocks and that. And he's a Titan researcher. I wonder how that works. So he's basically like Hanji. He's like the Marlene version of Hanji, basically. I wonder if that's a bit of foreshadowing there. Titan researcher, he's the Beast Titan. Here, what's your name? Zeke's looking at the ball, he throws it. I'm Zeke Yeager. Zeke, you have a good feel for baseball. You're very suitable to become a pitcher. And he's getting happy about this, and they're just playing ball now together. Last friends just then. So, yeah, you can kind of see how Zeke now has found a father figure. So Zeke gets home. I'm home. Dad, you know, today I'll listen to it later, Zeke. So he's opened the door, and there's Grisha, there's Dina, and there's another guy in the room there wearing a black suit. He's got the armband on as well. After the medical examination is over, Zeke seems annoyed by this. He's just very disappointed. What's going on, Grisha? So the door's closed, but he can hear what's going on behind. What's going on, Grisha? This mission will be a failure if Zeke isn't able to become a warrior. Like Owl said, for Zeke to become a successor of the Titan, he needs to keep his grades up. So Zeke's just opened the door slightly to listen in. The guy that's talking is getting pissed. The guy that's there is pissed. At any rate, if you plan to sneak Zeke into the recapture plan as a warrior, I understand that the resurrection of Idalia has been drawn back, but who knows how many hundred of years it will be until we get another chance like this. Dina, but with Zeke's abilities, there is still a possible chance of victory, right? Yes, but even so, if it's Zeke, then Grisha notices now that he's listening in. So now the door opens and he's confronting him. I'm sorry, but if it's you, we can do it. It's because you are our child. So he's opened the door, Grisha's walked in, the others are behind him, and he's getting down, face level, he's putting his hands on him. He's like, if it's you, you can do it because we can do it. It's because you are our child. So it's a lot of responsibility that they're putting on Zeke there, when he just wants to be a normal kid. He wants his dad and his parents to be with him, to play with him, not to put all this nonsense into his head. You can kind of see why it would drive someone like that crazy, to the point where he would sell out his parents. Like, so now he's back there talking to that Marleyan dude. I'm pretty sure I told you Marlene doesn't need you. Why are you here? To compensate for Idalia's sin by showing loyalty to Marlene. Please let me participate in the public training. So he's doing it. He's going, and there's Grisha and Dino watching, and they're just sort of fearful. And Grisha's crying now. He's upset. He's turned away. He's upset. What are you doing? And the guy, there's the guy on the horse again, the Marlene guy, and there's Xavier behind him. What are you doing, Jaeger? Run! And yeah, Xavier looks sad for him. Get going. And he's back home. Zeke's he's on his bed under the blankets and he's crying. And I think in the doorway, Grisha and Dino are arguing. Shit, this can't be happening. Don't say that. He gave his very best, right? I know, it's not that. By no means can he become a warrior if we don't come up with a new plan immediately. So Grisha's disappointed that Zeke's basically crap. Like he's not that cool. He's not good at what he's doing basically. And Zeke's getting upset that his dad's so disappointed in him, and now he's playing catch with Xavier again. Haha, the other day were terrible, huh? It's nothing to laugh about. I've always been made to be the handyman, but for me it's all over. You really didn't seem like you really wanted to become a warrior anyway. It's because I had to. Even so, it was absolutely hopeless. No wonder. You a warrior? How ridiculous. Doing something like shortening your lifespan, invading countries, killing people for the sake of Marlene is stupid, and you cannot keep tagging along, right? Mr. Xavier, why are you a warrior? Because I want to know about the mystery of the Titans. I'm a researcher after all. Ah, so is that his reason? That's a good point though. He looks like he's an adult. Yeah, he's got like a mustache and everything, so he's an adult then. So it's interesting that they gave the Titan form to an adult. It's been said the 9 Titans have existed for over 2,000 years before we were even born. It's a miracle I still cannot believe. To think that blood, meat and bones appearing from an invisible path. Don't you think so too? Don't you think so too? Everything seems to have started when the founder Ymir transmitted something. I want to know what happened that 2,000 years ago. From the life shortening to being able to explore the memories of the Titan, because they seem utterly useless in war. Isn't it ridiculous that there's a dispute and hatred over Titans rather than appreciation? You and I are alike. We can't continue playing soldiers, because we are unusual, honest people in this world. He's smiling now, Xavier's smiling, and Zeke's sort of returning that favour. Zeke's now, I don't know what he's doing here, cleaning the stables, looking out the window, I don't know, the image is a bit weird. And Zeke's now walking away, he's thinking to himself, it's better like this. Even if we never get to go out of the internment zone, if only we can stay alive. He's thinking of his parents again, looking upset, that shot. And he's walking past the door now. We have finally found the lead. Seems like they have taken the name of Idalia restorationists. Oh shit, so Zeke hears that. So it's the Marlene soldiers, I think, that are looking for the restoredness, or maybe they're basically looking for the anti-Marlene Idalians, basically, and he's hearing this. They got quite the structure this time. It appears they hold meetings every night somewhere inside Librio, and that they have employed a spy in Marlene that goes under the name of the Owl. We already have a good grasp of the situation. What we need now is only to find some evidence, and that's a matter of time. Zeke. So Zeke's snapping back, and he's at home eating. What's wrong? Hurry up and eat. My stomach hurts a bit. Grisha's looking at him. Grisha just looks completely disappointed with him. What have you learned from your father up until now? If nobody ever stands up, everyone is going to die a pitiful death inside these cramped walls. Isn't that so? Exactly. We told you, right? This fight is for both yours and Hidalian's future. For that end, for me to end up like Aunt Faye too, would that be okay then? Oh, he brought up Faye. For that end, for me to end up like Aunt Faye too, would that be okay then? And Grisha just got pissed, like Zeke slamming his fist on the table, man, like he's pissed. From the start, the very reason Faye was killed, it's that this world is corrupted. Dad, Mom, please don't do dangerous things anymore. So Zeke's asking him not to do this stuff. If we are discovered, we will all be sent to paradise. To be sent off to an island of devils, and for all of us to become Titans. And Grisha's getting pissed now. Like, we must fight so that nobody else will have to meet the same destiny as Faye. We'll take back our strong Idalian from Marlene. We'll win back from them all of our given rights. Zeke's just crying out. But Dad, if you hadn't gone outside the walls, Grandpa said, in his quietness, why couldn't I do that? I only wanted to see the airship. Only that. Yeah, Grisha's basically remembering that tragic day. And technically speaking, it is his fault. Like, there were rules. I'm not condoning this. What the Marlenes did is horrible. But at the end of the day, you know, Grisha's the one that fucked up. Like, if you wanted to see the airship, he should have just gone himself. Do you know what I mean? Like, so now we're coming back to Xavier. He's finding Zeke, face like lying down, you know, arms around his legs. What's wrong, Zeke? Mr. Xavier. God, what a thing. Oh, shit, he's basically told him, your parents are restorationists. That's only a matter of time, you heard? Yeah, this way. Your entire family will be sent to paradise, yeah. But thank you for having played catch with me, Mr. Xavier. Even if I'll turn into a Titan, I'll remember from time to time. And yeah, Xavier's getting upset now. Oh wow. Accuse them. What? Xavier's the one that told Zeke to basically stitch them up, accuse them. He likes Zeke. He likes Zeke, man. There's a reason he likes Zeke, and he doesn't want him to get in trouble. Something like that. I can't do it, Zeke. You've been treated horribly by your parents. Your parents have been using you for your own reckless plan. Exposing you, only 7 years old. He's only 7 as well. And your grandfather and grandmother to a life-threatening situation. Selfishly expecting something of you. Selfishly abandoning you. They've never thought about you. Not even once. They haven't. There is no other way. He makes a good bloody point. They haven't given a shit about Zeke. They haven't. They've laid him to this point where it's brainwashing at both ends. It's propaganda at both ends. In the end of the day, Zeke was a kid and he just wanted a family. And Grisha's obsession for, it's not even it's revenge. It's revenge plain and simple. And he forced all this crap on his kid. If we ourselves go to Marlene's authorities and accuse them and prove our loyalty, we can save you and your grandparents. And that's what Zeke did. Now we got all these soldiers moving in. And yeah, we got the next panel is basically the soldiers surrounding Grisha and Dina in their home, and there's Zeke pointing at them. They never loved you. And Xavier's still talking. They never loved you. They're shocked. Zeke. So yeah, they're putting them into the carriage now, the Joe carriage. There's his grandparents from the back. There's Xavier kneeling down, hugging him. Grisha and Dina are just like completely shocked. It's not your fault. You are a clever and good child. And yeah, Xavier's crying. They're playing baseball again. Whoa. It looks like Zeke has gotten older, so I'm going to stop it here. So yeah, we finally got the reason. We're back again, sorry. We finally got the reason why all of this happened, who and what. We always assumed, I think, that it was the owl that made Zeke give up, but no, it was the original Beast Titan who was a Titan researcher. And he clearly got close with Zeke in a sort of father and son relationship that Zeke never had with Grisha, so in the end, in order to save Zeke's life, he made him go and accuse them basically to snitch them up so that they wouldn't end up turning him into a Titan as well. Go easy on me a bit. Has this become too hard for an old man like you? So yeah, you can tell Zeke's grown up a bit. Why, hey you, I'm not that old yet. And he's coughing. Mr. Xavier? And now we're cutting to this group of children. Oh, it's the warriors, I think. Let's see. I think let's go left to right. We've got Peckham's, Annie's sort of by herself, walking past Bertold. She's between Peckham's and Bertold. Bertold's got his hands up. There's Rayna clutching his little band strip there, and there's Hawkins, Gilliard if you will, and there's his brother Marcel behind, next to him there. It's almost time. He's reaching the end of his inheritance term, yeah. And there's yeah, they're still playing. Zeke's basically gotten older. He's like at the same. He looks like he's the same height as Xavier now. I couldn't become an old man, but I don't regret having devoted myself to my research. I see. It seems like I'll be able to present the results of my research at last. What have you discovered? Something about the different effects the founding Titan has had on Ymir's descendants. Ah, the thing about it controlling memories. That. I wonder if it's true. It's not about manipulating memories. If it's descendants of Ymir, it is able to change the composition of their bodies. The holder of the founding Titan, if he decides to use its power, you see. So, about 600 years ago, an epidemic broke out. So many people died that it had resulted in the world's population dropping sharply. But one day, the confining empire of Idalia completely defeated the disease. It's not that there were fewer ill people among the descendants of Ymir that caught the disease. Not even one person died. The holder of the founding Titan of the time had yielded its power and had rewritten the composition of the descendants of Ymir's bodies in a way that was favorable to the situation. Basically, we descendants of Ymir, no matter where or in what conditions we find ourselves in, we are like one part of the founding Titan's body. What do you think? It's terrible, right? Well then. So we're cutting to Zeke and he's looking, I don't know, well then. And now we see this dude with I don't know what it is. Oh, it's the cleaner from the beginning. He's thinking back to that day when he said, you know, you shouldn't have kept kids. I wonder, would the holder be able to make it so that Ymir's descendants cannot bear babies? If this person uses the power of the founding Titan. So Xavier kind of gets shocked by that. If no more descendants of Ymir were to be born, after 100 years Titans would have surely vanished from this world. The world wouldn't have to be afraid of Titans or suffer because of them anymore. More than anything, if from the start we hadn't been born, there would have been no suffering. It would have been better. And Zeke's just thrown the ball when he's saying that, and Xavier fails to catch it. Zeke seems a bit, Mr. Xavier? I never told you this, but I had a little son, and my wife was a Malian. I got rid of my armband, hidden the fact I was an Italian, and lived with my wife and had a baby. I was young and a fool. Zeke shook by this. But there was no way I could deceive them forever. When my wife discovered I was an Italian, she killed herself and our son by slitting their throats. Shit, man. No wonder he's shit. No, this is melting. That's why he's so close to Zeke. It's the same thing with Zeke. He wanted a dad, he got it in Mr. Xavier. Mr. Xavier's son died, he saw a son in Zeke. The reason I became a warrior, it's nothing more than the result of me wanting to find a luxurious way of killing myself. And he's taken the baseball off his son's. All the walls were coming out of his hand, but that's sad, man. But in these 13 years, I've devoted myself to the research of Titans. I've met you, and we've played catch. It was fun. Looking for my dead son in you. I've tried to escape my sins using the power of Titans. If only I hadn't been born into this world. I wonder just how better that would have been. So we're cutting to Zeke in the background there as Xavier's bending down to pick the ball up, and there are his wife and son dead by his feet, so he's remembering that. And Zeke's now getting determined too. I'll inherit the Beast Titan. It's not for Marlene's sake. I'll make the plan to recovering the Founding Titan succeed. Then I'll take away the Founding Titan from Marlene. I'll try to save this world. I'll free the people of this world from the fear of Titans. I'll free the Idalians from their suffering. The only possible salvation. So now we're cutting back to present Zeke he's still healing. So that's Zeke's plan then. He wants to use the Founding Titan to stop Idalians from having children. What's the difference between wiping them out then? Because eventually you're just killing off a race, so what's the big difference? You might as well just kill them, right? Like, I don't get it. Like, it's definitely unexpected. I think we all assumed, you know, something a bit more to the plan, but this, it seems a bit way too simple, if that makes sense. But at the same time, I don't think for a second that this is, and also this is the very opposite of Eren. You know, with Eren, it was like when he was born, you know, he was born into this world, you know, and that's the, you know, he was glad to be born, etc. He, you know, Eren wants to live. With Zeke, it's the opposite, and Xavier, it's the opposite. You know, why were we, you know, we shouldn't have been born into this world. So you can kind of see the opposition there, but at the same time, it's like, well, how did these two agree to work together? Because it seems that their ideas or ideals or whatever are completely different. I mean, Eren's definitely has a different plan than what Zeke's planning, because I can't see Eren agreeing to wiping, you know, to stopping Idalians from having kids, unless it's intermixing maybe. I mean, again, it's a nice callback to what happened with Reiner and his mom and dad, and that sort of being a bad situation, I guess, to well, I don't know, maybe that's what Reiner's mom did. You know, she pretended to be a Malian, but then, you know, she screwed that guy over, and instead, you know, it was revealed, oh no, she's actually a Idalian, and that screwed Reiner's dad up. So it's kind of maybe the same situation here, except the wife ended up taking her own life along with her kids. But then you got like the whole relationship with Sasha and Nicola, so you know, it can work. So now, yeah, we're coming back to present Zeke. The only possible salvation is Idalia's enthusiasm, or what's that word, man? Euphuism. Screw it. You know what I mean. He's still got that spike in there, and Levi's, you know, they're on the cart and then they're driving. Levi sees him. They're in a field. What did you say? Euphuism or something? You're gonna end up dying inside some stinking Titan's mouth while hearing the sound of your body getting chewed up. But wouldn't that be an awfully gentle way for you to die, compared to the lives of my comrades that you've stolen? I didn't steal them. Yeah, Zeke, wow, man, he's still regenerating, like his legs. I saved them, the lives of those children, from this cruel world. Levi's getting his blades out. Looks like your legs grew back, isn't that right? Watch me, he's shouting out, watch me, Mr. Xavier. Levi's getting shook. Ah, shit. Shit. Zeke just pulled the cord on the Thunder Spear, and Levi's like, he just got surprised by that, like, and he's backing away, like, shit. And the cart just blew up. The merciful man takes Idalia's life away. So the cart just blew up. And there's Zeke flying this way, and I think his arm just got blown off as well, along with the lower torso, because I think I can see his leg and lower torso just going into the front. So Zeke's kind of going this way, torso's going sort of like that way, and Levi's flying this way. And it looks like he's lost an arm. It looks like he's lost his right arm. And maybe a leg. So yeah, and it says the merciful man takes an Idalian's life away. So shit. I don't think Zeke is dead, because he's regenerated, so he's able to regenerate. I mean, he's gone through worse, and he was able to regenerate himself. So I don't think he's dead. But holy crap, he caught Levi by surprise. Like, Levi did not expect him to pull that stunt. You know, Zeke just committed kamikaze, man. He just committed kamikaze, and I think he might have just killed Levi off, because yeah, it doesn't look like there's anyone around in this area, like, so, and it's raining as well. It's raining, so, and if he's blown up, he's gonna be leaking blood everywhere. So he's dead. He's definitely gonna die now. Like, I've been calling for months that Levi was gonna die, and it looks like this is how he's gonna go out. Not in a blaze of glory, but going out in a most unexpected way that he didn't even foresee. So shit. I mean, if you were gonna get Levi, it made sense getting him by surprise, and this was the most surprising way to get him. Plus, it's Levi's fault. He should have just outright killed Zeke when he had the chance. Do you know what I mean? Like, and not let him get away with doing what he just did. Damn. That is the end of the chapter. Yeah, shit. We learned a lot today, man. We know what Zeke's final goal is. We got the reasons for why he gave his parents up. And yeah, the only person you can really blame in the end is Grisha. Like, you can see why he raised Eren the way he did after he screwed so badly up with Zeke, but still. Damn. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked my reaction to that. As always, like and subscribe, whatever, and I'll see you when I shall see you. Take care, and bye, I guess. Till next month. Rest in peace, Levi, right? Or maybe...